Right, good morning. What I'm doing today is pellet testing with the AP900. These are the dead centres which I ordered, I don't know, a week ago, and they turned up yesterday. And these are 3 tins what Phil sent me. I got the Wasp Barracuda 15s, which I like very much, and I got Bisley Magnums. The tin's a little bit dented, but when I opened it, I had a strange odour come off these pellets. Yeah, strange odour. Now, I don't know what Phil's done with these pellets, but it seems like they've either been washed and lubricated, because when you pick them up, you do get a film of some sort of substance on your fingers. You won't be able to see that. Oh, you can see the shininess of these pellets, but the shininess of whatever lubrication Phil's used on these particular pellets. You know, they're not a bright pellet, they're like a dull grey pellet, you know, but when I look at my fingers, there's some sort of substance on there. So he's either washed them and lubricated them, and I can't really pick out what the smell is, but it's a very strange smell, you know. So I'd be interested to see how they shoot. As I say, I'm just going to pellet test these 4 tins, which are JTS Dead Centre, the Wasp Barracuda 15s, I can't get the lid on, Barracuda 15s, and these Bisley Magnums. Okay? But I'm going to do it a little bit different, because I'm going to take 10 shots on each, so that's going to be 40 shots. And I think by doing 40 shots it's going to be fair on the last tin because of the air pressure. So after each 10 I'm going to refill the rifle. So each tin of pellets will have the same amount of air when I'm testing for accuracy or grouping, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's the best way of doing this kind of test. After each 10 I will refill the rifle up with air to do the next test, do the same on the next and the next. Now this will be a test over 2 days, because I've still got some filled pellets in the box behind me. Yeah, I've got JSBs, Hades, and the David Nickersons, which I won't be testing because I've already tested them in previous videos. So it'll be tomorrow. Today will be these 4 tins. Tomorrow will be the JBS. I think not the JB. Yeah, JBS, JSBs, Jumbo, and also the Hades. And we'll see how they group, and accuracy and grouping, you know. But Phil, tell me about these Magnums. Did you lubricate them? Did you wash them and lubricate them? Because there is a strange smell coming off when you open the tin. But anyway, thanks so much for your generosity in the way of sending all this. It must have cost a fortune, you know what I mean? Oh, and plus the targets as well, which was in the box. Now that last video I brought up last night, last night, about the oh dear me, the side shot scope camera. I've had a lot of people say they want to buy it, and I think the only serious way I can do this is put the names of the people into a hat, shake it all about, and pick one name out. I think that's the only way. And plus, as I say, I want £50 for the side shot camera attachment, but there will be postage added on to that £50 because that's what I want. I want £50 in my pocket, so you'll have to pay for postage, and the postage I don't know about until I take it to the post office and have it weighed. You know what I mean? I think it costs about £3 to £4 for the postage. The trouble is, although it's in a box, I would have to put that box into another box to send it. If you understand, I just can't send the scope, side shot scope camera box on its own. So it'll have to be packed into another box and packed well. So that's going to add a little bit of weight, but I still think it's going to cost around about let's say £3 to £5 on top. So you would be paying me £55 at the worst way, right? Okay. I think it's the only way I can do it. I mean, quite a few people phone me, and we talk for hours on the phone. So I know them well, you know what I mean? But I just don't want to say, oh, yeah, you can have it, because we have conversations on the phone. So as I say, the fairest way, the people that's never met me or phoned me, I think the fairest way would be putting names in the hat and then drawing it out, and whose name ever comes out of it gets the side scope. Okay. I wasn't expecting so many people wanting that scope, that side scope mount, although it's very, very good. But it's only as good as your scope you're putting it on and the camera you're going to use with it. Now, the camera I use with it was the Apple. And that Apple, I mean, I think about a month ago when I had it on, everything went misty on the screen. So whether it's done anything to the camera, when that happened, I don't know, but the picture quality wasn't it was terrible, you know what I mean? Well, there weren't no picture quality, all there was crosshairs. And I'm not going to buy another camera. Personally I like Zulus scopes. And that's the way I would go. Personally, I would go and buy a Zulus scope, but then, you're talking about £500 plus, But no, the camera attachment is very, very good, and it all depends on the scope you're putting it on, and also the camera, the cell phone you're going to use with it. As long as you understand all that, I don't mind selling it. Okay. At the moment it's -4 degrees with a chill factor of about 10, -10, And I reckon by 8 o'clock it'll still be -10. At the moment it's 4:30 in the morning. You know, I've answered all the questions, comments. One really made me laugh, and that was Sam. Said that can't stick the beads on. Well, that's the fun part of that challenge of mine, you know, trying to get those beads on those eyelids. As other people have said, you can use blue tack, but don't press the bead into the blue tack, because when you shoot it, it'll most probably do the ring as well. And Mick asked about the scoring on it. You know, when I judged that previous video, I gave 40 points. On that last 20, it did clip the ring, and depending how that ring, you know, the ring folds backwards, or, you know, in the way of the pellet hitting it, is whether I will grant 20 points or not. You know, it's, if the ring is standing upwards with the bead on, sort of thing there, and you clip the top of the bead and clip the bottom of the bead and the ring might not break or fold backwards, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it depends on how the ring and bead, you know, way I look at it, you know, whether I grant the 20 points or not, you know. Personally, I think the beads are the easiest shot to take, because you've got 2 shots on them. The first shot, if you miss, you can readjust your aim point and knock that bead off. But why I put 20 points on that bead was trying to glue it on the tin, you know. The hardest shot really is going through the eyelid, you know, because the way pellets fly, you know, some are going to be a little bit off, and it's going to hit the ring and not go through the eyelid, or it's going to go through the eyelid but also clipping the ring in such a way that it breaks it, you know. And of course that would be no points, you know what I mean? So the shooting through a ring is the hardest point. The beads, you've got 2 shots on them, 2 shots on each bead, so you can readjust yourself, but on the eyelids you can't readjust. You only got 1 shot on each eyelid, you know. Yeah, but the fun part for me was trying to stick those beads on with super glue. Sometimes I got the beads stuck in between my fingers, you know. Yeah, if you want to use blue tack, it's up to you. Don't press the bead too much into that blue tack, because all you're going to do is shoot, and if it don't, you know, depending on the way you shoot it. Now I always shoot to the top of the bead, maybe above the bead, in a way of half the pellet will hit the bead, you know what I mean? That's the way I do it. But if you aim at the bead, it's possible that the pellet what's flying could hit the blue tack and knock the complete eyelid out, you know, as well as the bead. But it's all down to my judgment in the way of how the video, or what I'm seeing on the video. Right, so okay, that's all really, that's all I wanted to say. Testing 4 pellets. After each 10 shot, I will refill the rifle, so every pellet will be under the same pressure. Okay. And of course it's -4 with a chill factor of 10. That would be a laugh, wouldn't it? If I couldn't feel my fingers yesterday, I'm certainly not going to feel them today. So that's why I'm using magazines, but I've still got a load of magazine up, yeah. I know I shouldn't be smoking indoors, but this is my shooting room. Shooting room come wardrobes, and all my stuff is up there. The shooting bags, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you outside, okay? See you later, bye. Right, it's still Sunday, but I've just downloaded, well, I haven't downloaded, I just copied a target which they're doing in America, Fuel and Firepower, Illinois air guns, air rifle shooting championship. Now, as I say, I've had a copy off the screen, so these are going to be much smaller what they're shooting, because I have asked for the original target and the man didn't send me it, so I've just done a screenshot of what, you know, of the clearest one I could see, and so I have to shoot each individual bullseyes, but as long as I get them into the circle, that's counted as the point. You know, you don't have to hit the bullseyes, of course, but you can see how small that is. You know, because I've had to, as I say, take a screenshot of when the guy's showing this particular challenge. That's a sighter, that black one, and there's no limits on that. You can take as many shots you want into that sighter, but you've got one shot, I think. It's not really, not telling you much, but you've got one shot on each circle, you know. And if I was in America, because what they're doing, they're offering a prize, but seeing I'm in the UK, the prize don't mean nothing to me. All I want to do is shoot this challenge. So if you was in America, up top there, I don't know if you can see it because it's very faint, is what they call, I don't know, it's unclear, but if you miss any of them shots, you can go for that one there, and that puts you into the top hat sort of thing. So when they draw it out, you still got a chance to win. That's the way I'm looking at it. But you know, I'm not interested in prizes or anything like that. You know, I'm in the UK, you know, all I want to do is to try and shoot this challenge. I don't know why the guy didn't send me the original PDF file for this, but you know, for 24 or 25 yards, even with my Zula scope, seeing how faint that is, it's going to be a little bit difficult. And as I said, this is much smaller. Well, not much smaller, but it is smaller than the original file. Yeah, I asked 3 times for this, and it hasn't sent it, so I thought that the only way I can do it is copy it off the screen and print it out. Yeah, be interesting. And we got a lot of names which I know. Hank from Indiana Air Guns. You've got Stoney, Backyard Dispatcher. As I say, the words are not clear, but I know quite a few of these people. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do Monday, okay? Do that challenge. And I think what I'll be using will be the BSA, because I think that's the most accurate rifle I got. Well, at the moment, because the Crow K and the Crow MPO3, I have taken the scopes off. Yesterday, when I was shooting the AP 900, to put this. I can't remember what I was doing, but the scopes are off, so they've got to be zeroed again. Yeah, so that's Monday's challenge. We'll see how it goes. Okay, see you later. Bye. Well, the worst thing that could happen, I didn't put a SIM card in the bloody camera at the bottom of the, facing the target. The SIM card's still in the computer. I forgot to put it in. So all you got is me talking, but I've got the target somewhere. What do I do with a bloody target? Oh, it fell on the floor. Yeah, I have got the target. Right, okay, so what the target is, these was with dead sensors. These was with Bisley Magnums, the Wasp, and my favourite ones, Barracuda 15s, but we had one flyer. So the Barracuda 15s, oh, hang on, I don't know if you're going to see this. I might have to use a different camera. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a nightmare now because I'm using a different camera. First of all, we'll go for dead centres. Almost a 5p piece, just a little bit poking out there. So that's very good. Now these are the Bisley Magnums. And that covers the 5p piece easy. These are the Wasps. And that almost covers the 5p piece. Well, it does cover the 5p piece, except that one now, that flyer. But when it comes adrift, Wasps are very good. And of course, my Barracudas, they're also under a 5p piece with one flyer. So I've got to say, the Bisley Magnums, let's get that sorry, Bisley Magnums were the best. That's got to be second best, I think. Just one poking out. Well, these other two don't matter because we've got odd one shots off on each. Yeah, so the Bisley Magnums and the dead centres are the best at the moment. Well, no. Dead centres, the Wasps and the Bisley and the Barracuda 15s, all slightly off the 5p piece, but the Bisley Magnums, as you can see, it just covers it. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Right, good morning. I've got no scope cam on this because that's the one I'm selling. So I've just got the scope. That's all. Okay. I have changed mounts around, so I should be okay now with operating the lever and putting the magazine in. Right, the first pellets I'm going to test it, is the JTS dead sensors. Now I've been viewing these quite a while, and all the views I've seen are quite good, you know, so I'm going to take the single magazine shot out because I'm using the magazines all the time. I've got a camera down the bottom, so I'm going to go down there and turn it on. So it won't be a minute, okay? And then we'll start testing these 4 tins of pellets out. Oh, okay. I think that's recording. Really hard to say, but let's have I'll have a quick look and make sure. Yeah, I can see a red dot down there, so right, so what we're going to do, we've got 4 tins with 10 shots. So I'm loaded and I'm on fire mode. Okay, so these are dead sensors and I'm not really quite sure. Well, I'll go for the top one. So we've got 5, 10, and maybe I've counted this wrong. 10, yeah, I counted this wrong. But anyway, at the moment we're just doing groups. So I'm going to take the first shot at that top. Now as you can see, that's, I don't know what, inch and a bit to right low. And that's almost in the same pellet hole. And these are dead sensors. And of course, don't forget, I zeroed this in with Spitfires. And that's gone through the same pellet hole, I think. My eyes are watering at the moment, so I'm a bit blurry. Oh no, that shot way down low. I think that's back in the group now. No, that's shot way down low into that other pellet hole. Yeah, it's going on the bottom group. I don't know where that one went, whether I think it might have gone in the first group there, in one of the pellet holes. I'm not quite sure. Right, it's in one of the pellet holes there, so I'm not quite sure how many shots we've taken actually. This could be the last shot, I don't know. I'll fire it off anyway. Yeah, okay. So there's 2 groups. It's made 2 groups, and I'm not quite sure what to say about the dead centres. But it's made 2 groups. Right, I'm going to fill this rifle up with air, and then we'll do the business magnums. So So let's stop this. Okay, you know, maybe this is not necessary, keep on filling it up, but I think it's the fairest way, you know what I mean? Right, okay, so I was going to take a line of, you know, of 10 shots, but we haven't got enough spots down there. So these are Bisley Magnums now. So I'm going to go for the third spot along. It goes for the third spot along. And that one shot high to the left. I think that's clipped the bullseye, I'm not quite sure. Well, wherever that pellet went, it's in one of those holes, you know. Well, what I'm saying with these Bisley Magnums, they're very good. Although there's only I don't know, 3 or 4 shots I've taken, I think, I don't know. I'm just moving on the table a bit after. I'll have to put a cloth underneath. But these Magnums look very good. I'm not quite sure when I'm loaded. Oh dear me, yeah, at the moment that is a very tight group. What's hard about using that camera down there is that when I try to synchronise the shots, because it's on a different, I don't know, platform in a way of 1080 or whatever, or 4K, whatever, the shots are slightly out, so it takes me a long time to cut out, to I don't know, to get it lined up with the scope camera, but at least today I haven't got a scope camera. Yeah, that was 10 shots. That's certainly like the Bisley Magnums, very, very good. So once again, I'll have to go and fill the rifle up, and what I'll do first, I'm going to try the wasps. Because these will be interesting. Just broke the bloody tab. Oh dear me. I'll have to take the tin in with me and cut this view up. So I'm turning off the camera again, filling the rifle up and doing these wasps, okay? Right, okay, so these the rifle's filled up. So I'm going to load in 10 wasps, wasp pellets. I think I might have dented the tin, but oh dear me, my fingertips again. Now these wasps look a very clean pellet. At the moment the Bisley is a tighter group. I didn't see there wasn't one flyer, what you call, what I would say a pellet what went astray. No, there wasn't any stray pellets. They're all in a group, and from looking through the scope, the group is tight, So these are 10 wasps. So I'll put that in there, and then I'll open. So these are the wasps. That's the wasp. So I've done the dead centres and I've done the business. So what I'm going to do is take, or try to take, the label off the 15s, and I'll load 10 in. Right, now 15s at the moment are my favourite pellets. But after seeing those Bisleys, I don't know. Yeah. Shame I can't put pellets in with the gloves on, but although they say it's -4, with a chill factor of 10 at the moment, it doesn't feel really that cold. I can feel coldness on my hands, of course, and also on my knees, and I've got snow trousers on, but my body, as you can see, I've just got another jumper on, what I was wearing yesterday, and my shooting jacket, of course with a different hat, but right, these are 15s, Barracuda 15s, which at the moment are my favourite pellets for all my guns, you know what I mean? My fingertips terrible. Right, okay, so I got the wasps in the gun, and these are Barracuda 15s. So this is going to be interesting, because this is what I wanted to see for ages. So I'm going for that target, the end target. That shot a little bit high to the left, but very close to that bullseye. I think that's hit the bullseye, I'm not quite sure. As I say, my eyes are a little bit blurry because they're watering a bit with this coldness. It's just above the bullseye. It's not, okay, I can't say it's a group yet, but now it's a group. A little bit large, but it's a group. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, okay, that shot low. Yeah, the wasps were quite good. Grouping, and there's one low shot at the moment. The group's a bit big, but even so, for these sort of pellets, very, very good. Once again, I'm going through the rifle up, and then we're on the last 10 pellets. Okay, and I think by filling the rifle up all the time, it gives you some idea of the same pressure shooting different pellets. You know what I mean? We know it's regulated, but I thought it was just fairer refilling the rifle each time. Right, I won't be a minute again, I'll turn this off. Right, okay, so the rifle's full again, and we're on the last 10 pellets, which are the Barracuda 15s. I'm hoping that bottom camera hasn't moved, because the shots are very, very good. So, where are we now? We're going down 2 lines, okay? So we're on the 3rd line down, first red across. Oh. That shot high, a little bit high to the left. But I'm not worried about it, it's the group here at the moment. And that shot just above that pellet hole. And that's gone in one of the pellet holes. It's scooping. Yeah, it's gone in one of the pellet holes. I do like these Barracuda 15s. Now it's shooting just a little bit, I don't know, it's made a funny group, funny shaped group, but that one shot low. You know, when you get shots like that, you can only count it on the pellet, you know. And that was the last shot. Right, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go down now, turn that camera off, and bring up the target. So I'm decocked. Oh, that was very interesting. Yeah, they're all quite similar. The first one's the dead centres. I think is the worst group. I'm not quite sure, but it looks like the worst group because I got maybe 3 outside the group. So these were the dead centres. And you can see like 3 little marks outside that group there. But I think that's going to go under a penny. Okay, so the next ones I used was the Magnums there, and that's going to be under 5p. The third tin of pellets was the wasps here. I had one low one, but everything else went in there. And the last tin was my favourite pellets, the Barracuda. One flew out, and there's the group. Okay, so you're not counting that one. I think I'm not counting that pellet. I think it's going to be under a penny. But of course, the best group is the Bisley Magnums. Very good. And so is that wasp. Look at that wasp. That's very good. Although we did have one shoot low, that's very good for a wasp. I mean, especially when you think we was only going for groups, but you know, I got a bit confused out. Yeah, that was that's dead sensors. That was the Bisleys, that was the wasps, and that was the Barracuda 15s. Quite similar, but you can see the Bisley is the better one, you know. And also the Bisleys shoot well in all my rifles, which is good. Tomorrow I'll be shooting. We're still testing out the pellets, the JSBs and the Hades, what Phil sent me. Look, at the moment, last couple of days of doing this, I'm very, very pleased. Now, I left the rifle as it was yesterday, like loosening off the shroud, changing the harmonics on it. But that can still be mucked about with, you know what I mean? The harmonics with the shroud and silencer can still be mucked about with to get tighter groups or worse groups, you know what I mean? Trial and error on that. That T-Eagle scope, I mean, as I said yesterday, if anybody's going to buy an air rifle and can't afford a £200 to £500 or even £1,000 scope, that's ideal, you know what I mean? That is really ideal for a beginner shooter. £23 or £24, you know. Now, anything I buy and show on my channel, I'll always tell the truth, whether it's good or bad, you know what I mean? And because I've got no reason to lie about anything, you know what I mean? But as I say, with that scope, I forget what it was, penny under £24, I think, from Amazon. You can't go wrong, you know, especially if you're just using it on a PCP. As I say, I don't know about a break barrel or a rimfire, but for a PCP. And when you're looking for it, it's, you know, the glass is clear. Yeah, I mean, it could be much clearer. You know, they could have put better glass in there, but then again, it costs more money, you know. Oh yeah, so that's the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give your thumbs up and leave your comments. I'm well pleased with those groups, especially the Bisley Magnums. I don't know what you've done to them, Phil. You must have washed them and lubricated them, because, you know, you get oil on your hands and they've got that funny smell to them, you know what I mean? But you'll have to let me know if you have done anything to them. Yeah. But you know, I can't say enough times thank you very much. You know what I mean? And as one of the viewers said, it don't only help me out, it helps other people as well, because while I'm testing these and finding out different things about this snow peak, I mean, the busy pellet there is showing you at 25 yards or 24 yards what this little gun can do, you know what I mean? And I'll still say the groups can get tighter just by me mucking about with the harmonics. The trouble is with some rifles, like the Crow, in fact I took the Crow shroud off just to look at the barrel, and I placed the shroud back on with the silencer, and it didn't alter the harmonics. Now some guns, when you remove the shroud, it will alter the harmonics, but on the Crow, I forget what one it was, I think it was a Crow K, it didn't alter it at all. You know, and I find that strange, you know what I mean? My Beeman, when I mucked about with the shroud on that, it went to pop. It took me ages to get it back onto a good zero, you know what I mean? You know, a good zero aim point, you know? Took me months. This is, okay, you know, the little snow peak, you saw how it was shooting when I first got it, and now how it's grouping very, very well. And that's just by tinkering about different things, you know what I mean? And some people say you shouldn't tinker with your rifle, you know, if it's not broken, don't touch it, you know what I mean? Well, if it's broken, of course you've got to touch it, but to try and make it better, you have to tinker with it, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with it, but you know, we don't know the pressure of the regulator. There's no gauge to that, so that's all down to guessing. You know, the barrel, I still say, could be better, but we're getting somewhere now with grouping, and it's really now down to try and get it accurate. Yeah, but until we get it accurate, until we get that far, we've still got to find the best pellet at the moment. By looking at all the pellets we shot, well, I can't really say. The Bisleys are better. The Bisley Magnums good. The Barracudas are good. The Wasps are good. The Dead Centres are good. The Spitfires are good. You know, the 18s, they're good. And I think it's all down to the barrel or the harmonics of this gun. Yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave your comments, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.